Roll up, roll up. Welcome everybody to the Wrexham Circus. We are back here at WREXtra Time. I know you've missed me. I've missed you guys. So let's have fun today. Everybody come in and have your say. This is the last WREXtra Time of this League One season. And it may never, ever happen again because the next WREXtra Time will be Championship, baby. Here we go.
Hey, we're heading to the championship.
Here we go. So, guys, we are going to hit the first half with the match today. But after that, I'm going to open it up to more generalized questions. As long as they're positive, I'm not going to discuss the team just yet. Let's discuss maybe a little bit of the future. That's fine for later. But first up, let's get everybody in. I'm going to send out the invite link right now. Jump in, have your say on the match. And then a bit later, we can have our say on absolutely anything. So let's hit the chat. Lots of people in the chat today. And the link is now there. So jump on the link, come on board, sit in the background for a little bit, and I will rotate you in and out as quickly as we can once you've had your say. So let's see who's going to be first. Who is going to click that button? Fastest finger wins. So the match today. What did you think? How did we do?
I thought it was first off. He's already popped in. Welsh Techie, the king says to the championship. If you missed it, Welsh Techie dressed as I assume Henry VIII today looked fan fucking tastic. I loved it. Techie, you're a legend.
That nice collar on him.
It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. Saw the pictures on Twitter. It was fantastic. Yes. No, today was it was. I'll be perfectly honest. The first half was hard to watch. It was like the boys were asleep. It was like they were sleepwalking through the first half. I was making jokes and
Well,
I was making jokes in the chat that maybe they were hungover still.
yeah, I was just about to say they did drink a lot during the week,
Yeah, it's
especially Dabo.
yeah, definitely. It was less techie. Oh yeah, apparently James McLean hates me.
Yes, yeah. I just got it. I was thinking to myself,
Yeah, he's the king.
just yeah, I just
Most
figured out
techie's
the
the
joke.
king. Love it.
Ma-
No, it was the first half was. I mean, we gave a lot of the ball away, and they kind of controlled things. We had a couple moments, that looked good, but then the second half we just kind of took over. Right
Yeah,
off the bat in the second half, we were, attacking. I think we had a shot on goal in like the first 30 seconds. I mean, it was just wham, wham, just on them. And then finally, Elliot Lee gets the breakthrough. Great cross from Longman in, and Elliot Lee heads the ball. Great header in. I mean, just hammered that thing. So that was great. And then Longman goes on and he gets his goal, his first goal of the season for us a little bit later on, and that kind of sealed it up. And then we just kind of shut up shop and closed the game out. It was good. It was a good. The second half was good. It was a fun,
yeah,
very fun performance. I was a little disappointed we didn't finish 1-0 because that's just kind of been
yeah. We just finished out the season, wouldn't it?
yeah, 1-0 would have been the perfect finish to the season because it seems like we've won about 15 games 1-0. But no, it was great. It was fantastic. So yeah, guys, get in here. Wrexham Roundup, Rousey. I see you in there. Hit the link. Get your butt in there and have your say. Pop in and have your say. What you got to say? I see some people. We got Hazard
Yeah,
brings an axe. We got some people in here. Come on in, guys.
and I see a lot of people asking about Ken. No one knows where Ken is.
Kids
Ken
disappeared.
is AWOL.
Yes. Where's Kid? It's like Waldo. We gotta find Kid. We're not sure where Kid is.
We're not sure where Ken is.
Uh, we're waiting to hear from him. Assuming he's sleeping off a rough night. He, I
Maybe.
know he went golfing. So I'm wondering if he if he had a rough one. Uh, But no, Ken will be around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Everybody get in, hit the link, pop in, come say hi. I guess I'll go to. We can pull up. Let's look at some of these performances, or we could bring up the league table. How about that? The league table finished today. Let's talk about that. So Birmingham, congratulations, 111 points in League One. I mean, yes. Did they spend a shitload of money? Of course they did, but to get 111 points is no small achievement. So congratulations to them. That's fantastic. We finished second on 92 points, which is right on the money. 2 points per game. Everybody says 2 points per game gets you promoted, and we nailed it. So
exactly 2 for the season.
Yep, that's exactly where you want to be. 92 points in the season. I mean, it's just thinking about what we've done over the last 3, even 4 seasons, really. The points we were, how many matches we won. Been unbelievable, really. Unbelievable. We got somebody in.
We got him.
We got it. Oh, Jesus.
Rousey.
Rousey, you gotta be good if we bring you in.
Coming in like that.
All right, here we go.
I'll bring you in, but you be good.
Yeah, we'll bring you in.
What up?
How you doing? How's it going?
Oh wow! What a game! What a game! So good.
Yeah, fantastic. What'd you think?
And I'm having a cigarette. I'm not
cigarette.
All right. Nah. What did you guys think to that?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great way to end the season. 2-0 win at Lincoln.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it. Finish on 92 points. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and Parky didn't change the team. Well, only a little bit. Elliot Lee was great today. He was great. He proved my love for him today.
Lee Fletcher and Matt Bone all have 8 goals.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's a good spread.
If you were to take that and turn around and say, we've been promoted this season from League One to Championship, and our top scorer only scored 8 goals.
Well, that sounds
absolutely taking the piss.
That sounds shit. I just think I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of this team and the way they finished that off today. I mean, those were some clinical goals. Longman's goal was clean as anything. I'd love to know what McLean was saying to the crowd though at the end, because it looked like he was saying something. Yeah, what a good game! What a game!
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was a fun watch. It was, like I said, the first half, it seemed like the boys were kind of sleepwalking through it, but once they got going, we looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're probably, I don't know, it looked like they were probably just rusty, or maybe they were told to take it easy.
Maybe.
I mean, it looked like they fully parked the bus.
It kind of did. Yeah.
Well, Lee must have been training up for that position, because he looked a lot better today than he did earlier in the season when he got the chance.
Yeah, I remember when we first kind of went to that formation, we were playing Lee there, saying like December time, somewhere around in there, and it was weird. He struggled. He had a couple good games, but then he got hurt too, and that kind of changed what we were doing. So because he got hurt in the Bristol Rovers game, I think. He scored a goal and then he came off in the first half, I think, of that game, and so he was out. I think he missed a couple games. So yeah, he'd played that position earlier in the season a little bit. So it's not surprising that Parky went to him to take over for J-Rod, with J-Rod being hurt, because apparently J-Rod got some injections, I guess, this week and was in a boot today. I think is what I saw. People were saying, but yeah. So what else, Rousey? What do you think of the season overall? I mean, what's your thoughts overall on how the season went for us? I mean, I know you're one of the few that predicted us to get second, so you got to give you your props for that. you had the balls to say we'd get there. So what were your thoughts on the season?
Wait till you see what my predictions are going to be like next year or next season. Look, 92-point season, so that's 2 points per game.
Yep.
That's what you need to do to get pretty much promoted. So it was there's a few games there where obviously it was a bit hairy, and we thought that we were, gonna drop off, but we didn't. We ended up coming back every single game. The slumps were never too much of a big slump. Lots of 1-0s. But I just think, there's a clinical promotion performance from the team, and I think that gives us really good momentum going into the championship. So,
and speaking of the championship and 2 points, 91 points would have secured you champion. Oh no, I wouldn't. It would have been third.
Yeah,
100 points you needed to get second. No, actually, 91 points would have been enough to take second. So that would have been automatic. So I was right.
No. Burnley and Leeds are both.
Yeah, but Burnley. No, my point is Burnley only needed 91 points to keep that.
Oh, to stay. Okay, yeah. You're right.
Place,
okay, so. I'm with you. Yeah. To beat the third place team.
To beat the third place team, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that would be enough, or at least in general.
Right.
Yeah. I think the Parky out should shut back up and just let him go for a season.
No doubt. Give the man time. He gets results.
Okay. Talk about championship. Here's a kind of a question / comment from the Unfiltered View. I hope Stockport wins playoffs so our rivalry continues in the championship. What a rise for both of us from non-league to championship. Now, do you want Stockport to come up to keep this rivalry going, or do you want them to
no.
Yeah. Speaking of things,
so
yeah, go ahead.
So the faked rivalry that they keep trying to push on us every single time, that can go get fucked. And I reckon, they just keep them down for another season. But look, let's be fair, right? So they finished third, and they got to play Leyton Orient in the playoffs, and Leyton Orient on a massive run of form.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll get past Orient in the playoffs. It's just my prediction. So yeah, they can stay down.
Yeah,
that's all good. Send them back to League Two.
Yeah, Orient are on an unbelievable run right now. Let me look it up. I'm gonna try to.
No, they just won. They won 4-0, didn't they today, or 4-1 or something?
They won 4-1 today. They've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. Here to end the season, so they're on a hell of a run.
Yeah, so who would you like to come up with us?
Charlton. Yeah, I think Charlton deserve to be there.
Yeah.
I would have liked Reading to have gone through in the playoffs, but
just missed out.
Just missed out. So if it's going to be anyone, I think it'll be Charlton. Charlton have very good playoff history as well, so I think they'd be a hard team in the playoffs. But I think Orient will go through it'll be Orient versus Charlton, and Charlton to go up. There we go. There's my was it Rousey, Nostra Rousey, or whatever you guys called me.
Well, I can say Charlton have a half decent ground and a very decent away allocation, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Nice location, just near London as well. Easy to get to.
Yeah.
For international fans, anyway.
Yeah, that's my hope anyway. I understand the sentiment behind Stockport, but that rivalry just does my head in. Yeah. Although it was good for my views.
we passed them now. We've moved on from Stockport.
Yeah.
Birmingham now is the next one. The challenge: can we finish ahead of Birmingham next season?
That'll be an interesting one. Depends who we get in. I reckon maybe 3 or 4 people will come in, and it won't change too much. I think we'll get some good players. I reckon we're going to get a real good key signing coming into this championship.
Yeah.
Looking at how the season finished in the Championship this year and last year as well, with how Birmingham went down, you really have no choice but to pretty much go for it. You need to be aiming at playoffs. Certainly, you need to think your squad is good enough to get you into playoffs, because otherwise, if you have a bad season, you could have a good team but have unfortunate luck. Have injuries, have whatever. You might find yourself down in that relegation zone. With the points variance only being 18 between relegation and the bottom of playoffs. That's too small a window to be aiming at.
Well,
to say, I just want to be comfortable.
This year's Championship has been a freak. I would say I haven't seen a Championship spread like that at the bottom. I mean, I think the last one to go down is like on 50 points or some shit, which is ridiculous. But like the spread from last to 18th, it could have just been anyone that fell into there.
Yeah.
It's just I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it was Luton.
Crazy.
Luton went down on 49, but Hull stayed up on goal difference. They were also on 49.
Goal difference only. Yeah.
Preston was on 50, Derby was on 50, and Stoke were on 51. And then I guess if you wanted to, you could say Oxford were kind of in the mix. They were on 50. It finished on 53. So that even 53 points wasn't completely safe. If things had gone a little crazy. But yeah, it seems like people used to talk like 45 points was usually safe in the Championship. In the last two seasons, I think Birmingham went down with 50. And then this season, 49 for Luton, which is crazy. Luton, they just come out of the Prem.
Yeah.
That's back-to-back relegations for Luton. Straight out of the Prem. I mean, just unbelievable.
Their last 10 million parachute payment or whatever they get
has
gone with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they'll still get another parachute payment going down again.
Going down to League One, they will, yeah.
They'll get a double parachute payment because you get them from the Championship too, I think. So they'll be
very,
getting
very small though, very small.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, guys, I am going to continue just getting high and having a good time. I'm going to listen to you guys on the YouTube.
No problem. Thanks, Rosie. Take care.
All right, thanks, buddy.
See you guys.
Okay, guys, we have no one in the queue in the background, so I put the link out again. Who's up next? Come on, guys. Last WREXtra Time of the season. Surely you got to have something to say.
Yeah, somebody.
I guess people don't really care about the single match because, look, we won. So if you want to have your say on the champ, come in, have a word.
Yeah, come in and hop in with Rousey because I have to leave here in just a couple minutes because the boys have games today. So I've got to get out of here. So somebody hop in. Come talk to Rousey. Or, I mean, come talk to Rousey. Just left.
Twice he did.
Come talk to Patty. Sorry.
Kelly has a really interesting comment here. It would be wild if Wycombe goes up since Matt Bloomfield is going down.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't it? God. Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot about that. I forgot that he had taken over for them. That's boy, you wonder if he regrets it. Because they were, I mean, I do feel like they would have had a better chance of staying up or going up. Wycombe would have had a better chance of going up
he stayed.
Oh yeah. Because the points per game once he left just fell off. Pretty crazy. And I don't know. That's wild. Does Wycombe now regret not selling Kone in January?
Well, if they don't go up, then yeah.
I mean, that's I guess they do have the chance still of going up, huh? But it's I don't know. Be interesting. Where's Bernardo? What is a parachute payment? So a parachute payment is something they've kind of devised. The Premier League teams get so much money, TV revenue. You remember what the number is? Like if you're you remember what the TV revenue is? Is it 100 million or somewhere in that?
I think it's over 200 and something million for a single season, but the parachute payment is in the region of 100 million,
Okay,
split over multiple years.
Yeah, split,
And
right.
the longer you're in the Premier League before you get relegated, the higher the payment is up to a certain level. So if you're only in for 1 year, which the 3 teams were, it's a little bit less. And I think it's something like 60-30 and 10 or something along those lines.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically it's to help support you pay the wages of your players because they're going to be on very high contracts, even if you have a reduction for the relegation.
All right. Looks like we've got a guest, Patty. I am going to dip out, guys. I have to go. I got to go change and get ready and take the kids to their soccer game. Or football game. Sorry, don't crucify me. Thank you, everybody. It's been an enjoyable season. I loved it. Patty, thank you. This has been a blast. I will see everybody next channel. I'm not sure when we'll see everybody, but I'm sure within a couple of days we'll have something up where we'll all get in and have our say.
Yeah, we have to have a big conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a big end of season wrap up show. I haven't talked to Josh, but I'm sure we'll do something like that. So we'll see everybody later. And on that bombshell, I'm out of here.
Take care. So Habsification is coming in now, guys, and queue up in the back there, and let's keep this going. Hey, Habs, how you doing?
I'm doing good, you?
Good, your sound is perfect. What do you want to talk about?
It's mostly about. I don't think most people are quite aware how much of a war zone the championship really is. That is.
have a look at the finishing total, finishing points, and see. That'll give people an idea if they look close enough.
I mean, I saw I was on X and I saw the comment that Rob was making, and he said consolidation. I don't know what that is, and then I see the people in the comments just saying, "Yeah, screw it." It's like, oh, I was like, you guys really have no idea. That place is a graveyard for a lot of clubs. I mean, people don't seem to know that the championship, compared to the rest of the world, that is the toughest second division. It was second division, second tier football league on the planet. That is, it is. Yeah. It is. It would be considered like first division for so many countries. It would be, even in Europe.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I looking at the way it's finished this season, I kind of don't like the idea of saying, "Oh, let's just be comfortable sitting in the middle," because anybody in the middle of that table was in danger. In the last couple of weeks, they were in danger of going down with a run of bad results. It was that close, and teams were taking that many points off each other. It was horrible. So consolidation is not a good idea. They really need to be aiming at least trying to sneak into playoffs. And then, if they have a bad season for other reasons, they'll survive. But if you think mid-table is good enough, you are going to be so close to relegation. If things go wrong, it's crazy.
If the championship is fast, the pace at which it goes at, everything is just different. It's different because even League One, the jump from League Two to League One was big, and I get everyone was being a bit of a. Everyone else around us was saying, "Oh, League One's going to be tough. League One's going to be tough." And I was like, "Yeah, we know. We were thinking mid-table was fine for us, but we made it through. We settled in quickly, and we were at the top of the league. And then we managed to. We barely moved from like the top 3, and we just kept fighting back in, and we just didn't stop. We were relentless, but." I just wonder for a lot of people, just make sure you're prepared, because this league is an absolute monster. This is, and even the teams that get promoted from this league struggle in the Prem. Just literally 3: Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton. They went up, straight back down. That's the usual thing that usually happens. And Leicester City won the Prem just 9 years ago.
Yeah.
They won the FA Cup a few years ago.
Yeah, exactly. If we're not building our team over the next 4 years before we get up to the Prem, we have zero shot of staying in the Prem, and even then, it will still be tough. So I'm not under any impression. But me personally, I'm happy with a bounce. If we get lucky and sneak into the playoffs and win them and go up to the Prem, I'm happy to jump up, take the money, and come back down, and then reset your team stronger and be ready to push again. You know, build up your team, take the money, and go back again at the earliest opportunity. But yeah, it's a bit of a killer's row in Championship.
It is. It's just I don't know. I think it might be. I think it's the high from last week. Still, that's just carrying it on, and I think it's the American optimism that a lot of people are carrying, which is very helpful. It is, because the Championship can make anyone very cynical. It can.
Okay, but that's true. And I put up the comment there from John Merrill saying you get to 50 points as quick as you can, and then you keep pushing to see where you can get to, right?
Yeah.
So looking at this season, I have it in front of me. 50 points, well, 49 on equal goal difference. So 50 points will get you to survive this season. Now add another 10 points, and immediately at 60 points, you jump up into the region of 12th.
Yeah.
11, 12. Add another 10 from there, 70, and you are in the playoff spots.
Yeah.
Like, that's how tight it is. Get to 50 points and then get another 20, and you can sneak into the playoffs. So that is there's a lot of margin for error there. Small mistakes will drop you multiple places.
I'm more worried about Ipswich than for some reason I was thinking maybe Leicester, but I don't think I'm really that worried about Leicester for next season.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, Ipswich seems to, because they were, I mean, out of those three, they've been doing the best in the relegation spot of the Prem, but I don't think the other two, Southampton, looks like they were just struggling all season. They were. I think they were they had the lowest scores.
Yeah.
The lowest amount of points they've ever had in the entire Prem.
Yeah.
Was that 11 points?
Let me pull it up. Premier League table. They are sitting on 11 points, yeah. Southampton in 20th place.
Yeah, they were the first to be relegated, they were, so that was nuts.
And 18th place going down, Ipswich is on 22. And the next spot to survive above them is on 36. So there's a massive gap there.
I'm actually glad that Leeds and Burnley are not in the Championship.
Yeah.
They were if you watched what they were doing this season, they were monsters. They were absolute monsters. I can see Leeds staying in the Prem next year. Burnley, if they stick it out, they might survive as well. So I don't want to see those boys ever come down, because those guys will lose. But I think with the way Parky plays his system, I think it's much more suited to deal with the Championship kind of stuff. And plus, he's good. Every other time he's been in the Championship, he hasn't had that kind of freedom before, really. So even at what was he? He was with Bolton.
Was it Bolton with
Rotherham
and why am I blanking?
Sunderland. Yeah. But he wasn't given that much freedom to be able to do what he's doing. He has to deal with the upper management as well. So
yeah, look, I think his style might actually work, considering you don't need to win every single match. You know, I think it's much more important to win matches than to have a ton of draws. And I think very much Parky's style, I think, lends to that. If it works at all, then we'll be winning matches. And I think that will lend us a lot closer to getting like a 1.5, 1.6 for the season, which will comfortably keep us up and keep us kind of in around that mid-table, and close enough to playoffs. So,
I mean, we should be just aiming for playoffs every time, because it's just to keep the motivation going for the. But I'm sure Parky knows this is what he's going to be wanting to push for that, and I'm sure the squad's going to be wanting to go. They're not going to say no. We're not going to settle and consolidate. We're going to go for it.
Yeah.
They're not going to be thinking that, oh, what's this consolidation thing? But it's going to be interesting. You know what's interesting actually? Ollie Rathbone,
Yeah.
he was in the same training group in the youth academy as McTominay and Rashford.
Yeah.
He came up. He came up with them. He did.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting if he comes back. Because he's never really played for well, did he play for Manchester or was he just on the
No, he
reserves?
never made it. I think he spoke about it recently in an interview.
Yeah.
He knew he was kind of on a different path, and he moved away.
Can you imagine his return? It would be a nice
finish to kind of get them in one of the cups.
Yeah, just try and get him. If we somehow manage to do it back to back to back to back, you manage to do it, and Ollie Rathbone is there with us, then that's going to be interesting. He's made it to the Prem with a completely different team through a much harder route, much harder route.
Okay, I have Esteban in the back there, so Habs, thanks very much for your time.
All right,
maybe jump in again later if you want. Take
all
care.
right, see you in a bit.
Okay, Esteban, just before I bring you in, I have a comment here I want to cover, which is from Kelly. Thanks, Aaron. When do we find out about the footy tips winner? Now, you know who the winner is, and I know who the winner is. Everybody knows who the winner is. I'm the winner. So I think that was already settled last week, that I couldn't be caught. So yeah, happy about that one. But official tally will come out sometime soon. So right, Esteban, how are you?
I'm doing well. Congratulations, Patty.
Thank you. I like your little icon there.
Oh, thank you.
A cool little Yoda.
My
Right.
nickname, my username is Jedi Mr. Q.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway,
So what do you want to talk about?
Look, we have been enjoying so much good press and so much good love from everybody. If Stockport were to go up with us, that would deflate in an instant, and it would take away any kind of good vibes we got going into the championship, and
Yeah.
I just don't want to see any of that. And Leyton Orient, I think, is for me the one I want to see go through, because they have been a dangerous team the whole time. Going into the second half of the season, they were the team that I was like, this is a dangerous team. We need it, and they beat us. They beat us in February, and they're a team that I think they're in really good form, and they deserve to go up. I hope that they do well in the playoff.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
Oh, okay. Don't leave me now. There's no one in the background.
I gotta go start. I gotta go start my day, my man.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Esteban.
And thank you for this is my first call, and I was so nervous. So I'm gonna leave on a high.
Okay, cool.
Bye, everybody.
Talk to you again. Take care. Okay, so who is next up then? You're not going to leave me on my own, because then we'll be finishing early today. So Brian Chang here. Our financial situation now and next year, is it sufficient to compete with the top tier, or at least the first half of the championship? If so, no reason we can't be competitive. Yes, from a financial standpoint, we can compete. However, it is true. I think John put a comment in there as well. The difference is that we are kind of starting from a league. Well, we are starting from a League One team. A lot of our players are not quite championship standard. So they're going to have to be replaced. The teams that we are going against have championship level players. Now, of course, they're a mix of different levels, and there can be other reasons why your squad doesn't gel or doesn't do well during the season. But with the backups that we're going to have come in the season, probably taking first spots away from our current first team, we have the money, we have the firepower, but we really do need a very good summer season for transfers. We do need to bring in the right players, because if we were to try and run something like we have now, we'd be coming back down. No offense to the boys, but in fairness, this was the same as last season as well. If you took most of our last season and just said you're playing all year, they wouldn't have done it either. Now they probably wouldn't have come down out of the league, but still, we're going to have to upgrade in multiple areas. Definitely Cam would be the big one. I think, here's an early call, I think that's going to be our biggest spend this summer. I think it's going to cost us a lot of money to get the level of attacking midfielder that we're going to need to play that spot. The way Parky seems to want to play it with his 3-5-1-1 formation, that seems to be the pivotal role that Lee positioned from today. So I think that's going to be the big upgrade this summer. Okay. With our new midfield, our passing has gotten very clean. Not as much hoofing it to the strikers. Cleaner. I don't see nice, sweet triangles the way I would like. So I would definitely say cleaner. Very clean. Might disagree with that, but that's fair enough. Okay. Okay, one question here, and I'm going to take you in 2 seconds. Matthew, I see you there in the background. So the question is from Hazard brings the axe to replace who? Well, I'm pretty sure J-Rod is going to become our bench player. So it's going to be another upgrade on J-Rod. I think Parky likes him. I think he is solid enough that he will do what's asked of him. He will do the defensive duties, and Parky does seem to like him. So, but we need younger, faster legs, someone better in that position if this is going to be the key position. So J-Rod is going to become a bench player. Lee then could become another bench player. We do have a couple of more spots on the bench, which would allow some extra people to sit there, whether they get used or not. So if Mullen stays, if Lee stays, they may be relegated to bench players that don't play, potentially. There will be one or two on the bench that just don't play. So who they will be, bit early to say. But Lee may be missing out on playtime next season. Okay, so Matthew. Hey, Matt.
Hello, all. How's everyone?
Good. I can hear you fine. You have nice sound. So go for it. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I just didn't want to leave you hanging for one. But
so sweet. Thank you, Matt.
But at the end of the day, I mean, if we're talking about financials, and you brought up us possibly yo-yoing for a bit,
from the Prem.
Yeah.
Not yo-yoing with League One.
But I think that would be great for our team. Like we're competing at the top of the championship. Of course, like we hit Premier, it's good to have that financial boost, especially just build our infrastructure.
Yeah, as long as they use that financial boost for those reasons and know they're coming back down, perfect. But there are many teams that have gone up, spent the money on players, gotten destroyed in the Prem, come back down, and now had a team that they can't afford. And then they're screwed. Yeah. So as long as they do it the right way, and certainly, look, if we did the magic next season, snuck into 6th place, got into the playoffs and managed to win them, there's not a hope we're staying up first year in the Prem with a team like that. You know, I'm sorry. Even the money we're going to get first year in the Prem, if you spent it all on players, there's no guarantee you're not going to get relegated.
And I agree, and it would be...
We will not be ready.
It would just be... That would be a massive gamble, and I don't think Rob and Ryan would do that either. Like
I would hope so.
Yeah, just because the risk on that would ruin everything that they've built.
Yes. Yeah. The way I would do it, if I was to be in charge, and we managed to sneak up there, I would take every top-end championship player that I could get my hands on. I wouldn't touch Prem players. I would take the best of every position that we can get our hands on from the championship teams, and then have a absolute top championship team. Take them up to the Prem, see what they can do, and then when you come back down, they're not going to cost ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if you get the younger players too, like they're going to see the potential of getting to the Premier and getting championship experience at the same time, like going back and forth for a minute. They'll be a lot of players will be happy with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if you're talking to top end championship players and saying we're going up into the Prem and we're going to have an absolute hard time of it now, we're going to have a young squad. And an inexperienced squad for the Prem, but you're getting your shot. We might stay up. We might stay up if you can do it, but you're getting a year in the Prem, and then we're going to come back down and we're going to hope to bounce back up again.
Yeah, exactly.
And be honest about it.
We got to build our stadium now too. It's like all that, like training grounds. I know we don't have that yet. I know that's on the forefront. We just haven't heard about it yet. They're very good at keeping things quiet. Sometimes I assume it's because of Welcome to Wrexham, so they want us to see it there.
Well, yeah, with regards to training grounds, generally what they do, and especially because they have been speaking about a very large centre, like 70, 80 acres, that they're looking for, multiple pitches, many pitches and stuff. That is all done in phases. So they'll build out phase 1, which is just the main buildings, and then a couple of pitches. And then they'll have phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So in that scenario where we are starting on phase 1 and building our training pitch, if you then get a bounce up to the Prem and get your 200-ish, 300 million, whatever it is, and you pull out 50 million of that and say that's going straight into our training centre, we're going to immediately start phase 2 and 3 as soon as 1 is done, and it's paid for. Absolutely. That would be the safe thing to do. That would be the perfect thing to do. Take your shot at the Prem, knowing you're probably not going to make it. Come back down with a fantastic team. Go back up next time and be ready.
That's what I'm rooting for.
The Welsh one. Am I the only one who doesn't want us to go to the Prem? Yeah. Anyone in the chat not want to go to the Prem? Hold up your hand. Put your comment in now. Let's see. And Hazard is saying, not much in the academy yet either. Now, we do need an academy for one simple reason, is there will be some players that will say, no, I'm not going to you because my everyday work and training experience is not going to be as good as they want at this level. And that's okay. I understand that. That's why I think it needs to be done, first of all. With regards to the academy is going to take 5-6 years after we really put money into it, before we start getting any top level players. Now, it can pay for itself a lot sooner. And currently, don't forget, people, we're only Cat 3, so we're not going to have players coming out of the academy that we can sell off for 20 million, 30 million, 40 million anytime soon. That's not going to happen. So for those that think players just magic themselves when you increase your academy, it doesn't happen. It's going to take a long time. So nothing in the near future is really going to come out of the academy here. The sooner it pays for itself, the better. The sooner it pays for upgrades, the better. The sooner we build our academy, of course, the better. But it's no magic wand to give us extra players. Do you agree? Not agree?
Oh, I absolutely agree. Everything's going to take time. And on Welsh, his comment, just saying he doesn't necessarily want to go up to the Premier League. There is nothing wrong with being in the Championship for as long as we have to. Yeah. We just don't want to see ourselves drop.
Yeah.
So being optimistic of going to the Prem is that. But I mean, if we're stuck in the Championship for 6 years and competing and it's still entertaining, it's going to be great.
Yeah. And that's the way to look at it, because you're going to have 3 teams dropping down from the Prem every single season. And every single season, they're going to have their largest amount of parachute payment in that first year. Those teams are going to be massively fighting for the top 2 automatic spots. Now, they don't always get them. Usually one of them is taken. Well, not always both of them, but you have to kind of maybe assume both of them will be taken. And then you're in the playoffs. So if we take a year or even two to get to a scenario that we are in the playoffs every single season, it could still take us 3 years to get through the playoffs. You know, playoffs are no simple thing to do with other strong teams around you. So we could be looking at 5 years in the championship, but absolutely, if we're up near playoffs and if we're fighting for it every season, that will be fantastic football.
Yeah, and again, the sponsorship deals that we'll get in, I think, championship and Prem will be very similar. Like, we're not gonna lose any money there. Like, we already have the media clout from Rob and Ryan and Hollywood.
Yeah.
So
and exactly, and the benefits that we have on the financial side are really going to build and build and build in the background every season we sit in the championship, because you're not going to upgrade by a massive amount every single season. So our new expenses are going to stop season on season, but potentially our revenues and income can slowly keep growing because of Welcome to Wrexham. Now, maybe if people worry Welcome to Wrexham goes away and we stop getting that extra gravy train, so be it. But you also have to consider, as a rotation of your squad, every 4 years you're looking for a new squad.
yeah,
Enough. So at that point, you're just circulating. Your team is not necessarily getting much better than it ever has, unless we actually keep pushing the finances and really keep spending every single season.
Which, I mean, you could speak on. I mean, we're going to Australia this year for our summer transfer or summer training. Next year, I mean, we've already sent the Wrexham women to Asia, and I think they'll take the men there the year after, because, I mean, look at how many Man U fans are in China and Japan and everything else. I'm like, we can take some of that revenue just because of the status we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as I know, Welcome to Wrexham hasn't been released in Asia yet, or it's about to be released. I'm not quite sure. So there is untapped markets over there as well. I can absolutely see us growing, and I don't worry about Welcome to Wrexham going away personally.
I don't either.
Lots of stories here to tell, and every season the cup stories are going to be better as well, because now we have we're coming in much later in the FA Cup. Our chances of hitting the big Premier teams, all of this is all story, which will be great for the show. So I don't worry about that too much.
Yeah, and they haven't even got the park going yet. Like, there's lots of things they're going to do in the community, and that's the Allens are there working on that. So,
and if our finances stay as strong as they are and slowly build over the next 3 or 4 years, we will be competing with the top 3 teams that are coming down from the Prem anyway, with their financial muscle. We will actually have similar amounts available to us. Maybe not identical, maybe still behind them, but a lot of those teams are in such financial crap behind the scenes that the money needs to be spent on other things as well.
Yeah.
So we can be fighting with those top teams for automatic in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, you get Eva Longoria to come over to Wrexham, and then Desperate Housewives of Wrexham comes out, and there's a new show.
Yeah. Okay, now let's have a little look here. Any more comments? Guys, it's a little quiet tonight. I'm afraid. Nobody seems to want to jump in. So here's the link again, and let's see if anybody else comes in. But we will be finishing up soon, if not. Okay, Chris here is saying it's only 8 episodes, so they're already cutting back on, depending on the show. It was 18, 15, 8, and it will be 8 again. Okay, but I do have an answer to that.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Go ahead, you give the answer then, Chris.
Oh, no, you can say it, but it's like the episodes are longer.
Yes, simple.
Yeah.
Simple answer. When I started, the episodes were really short, 20 minutes. And they were all sorts of different times and stuff when it was season 1 and 2. And instead of doing that and releasing multiple episodes, they have decided to have longer episodes and have an A story, B story, C story in them. So they're much longer. Now, I would prefer it not be as little as 8 episodes because I kind of like more episodes, but I like the timeline. I like the time of the episodes now. I just think it should still be 12. But anyway, that seems significant. It's not very far off the timelines that were in the first 2 seasons. Actually, it hasn't changed very much. It has just changed format. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's something. I mean, if out here in the West, like when you watch TV shows, now they're like, have a guilty pleasure of one reality TV show. It's Survivor.
Okay.
They're now an hour and a half episodes and that's great. The longer episodes, but shorter seasons. It's like you can sit down and enjoy it, and that it's the way that most TV, especially on Disney, they have a set time limit. Like everything is 48 minutes now, and smaller seasons.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens with other teams and stuff now coming in. Like Necaxa, we're getting close to them. So whereas before we were saying maybe we could get a couple of players over from Necaxa, now we're not actually far off. Maybe soon enough to get players. We'll see. I personally will watch Welcome to Necaxa. I'm interested. And people may actually kill me for this, but multiple years into the future, I actually wouldn't mind having a Wrexham team in America, playing the USL in the Pro-Rel system over there. I actually wouldn't mind having a little American twin. I know some people are going to hate that idea, but I don't.
Well, yeah, it's part of fueling it. The business isn't going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so wherever they expand, whatever it is, it's still at the core, it's about Wrexham.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it would be really cool to have a sister team over in America. The Welsh one, not a fan of that idea. I knew as soon as I said it. Absolutely. And I can understand why. I've no problem with anybody not liking that idea. But yeah, maybe then they can have the Red Dragons over in America, and then people will stop calling Wrexham the Red Dragons over here. Because I hate it when they just call them that and don't call them Wrexham. Okay, Cosmo, here's a question for you. Do we worry about the lack of recruiting internationally when it comes to Parky?
No, in my opinion, he does a lot of research, and obviously they're again in the infrastructure. They're going to be bringing in scouts now, so they'll be catching. It's something new that again Parky never had. Like he did great work in the championship. Like if you lose it, his lose percentage was like under 0.2. So he didn't necessarily win, but he tied, and he was working with a budget that was at the bottom of the league. Now he has the budget. I'm like, we're going to go find those players. And Parky's not afraid of making changes. He is very set in his ways of the way he plays. And that's one thing that I see is going to be good too, is like everyone's switched to this whole like pass and possession.
Yeah.
If he's coming in, we have a different style of play. And if he's playing that, that's going to throw teams off every game.
Yeah. I would like to see more international players starting, I guess, from the championship now. They are available. They are cheaper most of the time as well. But I do understand the difficulty in scouting and recruiting them accurately. So that's fine. I don't care if we do or we don't, but I would absolutely want us to be looking in those pools
and
a lot
who
more.
are we looking at taking from the Rangers? Like, I forget his name. Like from Scotland.
I've heard so many different names.
Like that was a rumor, or we just get Vardy. But and who knows, that would be pretty funny because it's like they're coming down into the championship. But no, it's like there's Scotland you can look at, and they were looking at picking up him a long time ago. There was a rumor, and that rumor is still in the mix, but I haven't heard it for about a month now. So I'm wondering if he's already said yes. Because again, they're not going to announce this until the show comes out, because they don't want to let people know. And that's probably, if they sign someone, they're going to ask them to like sign an NDA and wait till the show comes out so they can be like, we picked up this guy, and that's good for TV, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. People are talking about the welcome to Wrexham in chat. Loads of discussion.
Oh,
Talking about advertising, talking about episode lengths and all of this. Paddy, what's the story with Vardy's wife?
oh, that's a good one. You know,
Yeah,
nothing
not
really.
for today's show.
Well, yeah, but really, there's nothing to it. It's conjecture, is when I researched it.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, with his smoke and fire and Parky and his sniff test and all of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else in particular you want to talk about? Because the chat seems to be fading. Okay, guys. So before we go, let's do a quick poll in the chat. Last question: who do you want to come up with us to the champs? I want to see. That's the last comments before we finish up. And Matt, for you, who do you want to come up with us?
I have debates for a couple teams like Stockport. As much as I've heard everyone's opinions on them not coming up and everything, I see them possibly just keeping. They're doing so well right now. I can see them pushing through. I don't want Wickham to come up because then we can get Kone. But no, it's like I can see Leighton, and Leighton would be good to come up. Stockport would be a great, almost Derby-esque game that we play, and it'd be fun to watch. But again, like what Esteban said, was it might deter. It's like, oh, well, social media is just they're gonna pick on us anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But it'll be like, oh, well, Stockport did it too, just 1 year different. Like, sure, that comment's gonna come up, but they're gonna find something else to bash us for anyway. So it doesn't matter if that's just the one thing they come out and like, it doesn't matter. That means two great teams came up, and I mean, Charlton have done amazing this season. I think they deserve to go up just based on like what they did with their team, and like I'm rooting for them, even though like, and they coined us the circus, so even better. That's free marketing. Like, I wonder how that's going to play out next year. Like, yeah, everyone goes up to game one in clown outfits, or
well, it's again the same thing with me. I've got multiple answers for different reasons. Stockport, I kind of wouldn't mind coming up, but more so because I actually think they'll have a very hard time in the championship. Their owner has to spend a lot of his own money to keep them alive at this level. And I think it's
and
going
he
to
keeps doing it, but that is going.
Yeah.
I think that spigot is going to cut off at one point because he had to do a lot this year, and he's been doing it for them. But
yes,
yeah,
so
he needs to find investors.
I don't think he'll have the war chest next season if he comes up. So from that point of view, I think Stockport is an easy team to beat compared to what we have in Championship. Wickham, I kind of would like them to come up just because they've been good rivals this season, and I don't mind that. And also the way they treated us when we were at the away match and one of the fans got ill.
And
we did
take that game, but no, that was proper respect. There has been really no. I mean, I know Dobbs we'll see if he's there next year or not. But right now, I think he's just getting ready for playoff football. Like he already knew and let's see how they do.
And someone saying Wickham, we beat them twice. Well, that's another reason to bring them up. If we
It is
beat them
exactly
twice,
a reason. It is exactly a reason.
because we need teams to come back down again, so we don't have to worry
want to
about it.
relegate. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
bring up the teams that we can beat.
Exactly. So yeah, Charlton as well. I don't mind. Their stadium is good. I was at their stadium this season for the away match, and they give a full stand behind the goal to us, and we had plenty of travelling fans. And it's close to London, so it's not a bad away day either, especially for international fans to fly in. So yeah, from that point of view, it's not bad either.
Yeah, and I look
after that, I don't think I mind too much. I don't really care.
I'm definitely coming over next year. I already have that planned, but it's like I don't know where the game's going to be, but it'll be our first time out in Wrexham, which would be nice.
Also, another thing to consider is international breaks. There is no matches scheduled for international breaks at championship level because it is assumed every team will have international players that need to leave.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's what,
So,
2 weeks?
Yeah, so those 2 weeks where you likely have matches penciled in that will have to change, we won't have that this season. So that will be more helpful for international fans when looking at the timetable. They won't have to worry about that side of it. But yeah, if you're flying in, would you be flying in through London?
I have not looked up my flights yet, but I'm coming from Vancouver out in Canada, but
Probably then, yeah.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, there's direct flights to London.
Yeah. So one thing to consider if you want to hit more than one match, have a look. There's a couple of teams around the London area. So you could potentially get a away match with someone like Charlton, and then head up to Wrexham and try and get a home match up there, depending on how long you want to stay. And as well,
I'll be there for a couple of weeks for sure.
A couple of weeks, okay.
Oh yeah, like might as well. Like I'll definitely be in Wrexham, just see everything. But I'll try. If I'm in London, I'm going to I'll run around, see everything else. I've been to London before, but there's plenty of areas. I might even pop over to Italy for a bit too. I've been there, so.
Yeah, so that's one to consider. Definitely is hit an away match down near London before or after. And as well, because of not having the international weeks, we actually have a little bit of a tighter schedule with some extra Tuesdays and midweek games. So maybe that will be helpful for some people flying in international if they want to try and get two matches.
The one thing I'm worried about is not really the travel, it's about getting the tickets to the games.
Well, actually next season, next season will be a bit of a nightmare. Maybe that's another reason to consider also having an away game.
And I mean, I know like if I buy whatever gold pass or whatever we have for international people, there is a section like of tickets held for international travelers.
Well, so, I don't think there is anymore.
I'm like worried about that.
They kind of amalgamated that into the temporary stand, and now the temporary stand is gone.
Yeah. So, and what's going on with the COP? Like we know it's being built, and that is going to take some temp seats out. But I've heard rumors that they're keeping some.
I wouldn't believe that for a second.
Yeah, like how do you temporarily keep seats while you're building something? Like doesn't make sense.
I don't believe any of that. It'll be all gone. It's too dangerous.
Exactly.
All over the place.
The danger zone. Yeah.
So home tickets will be very tough next season. Away tickets might still be easier. The away tickets do not sell out instantly, so you'll be able to get away tickets.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a home game there. I mean, you can watch. We'll be able to watch the game at like the turf or any board. Like I know there's so many. I'm from hospitality, so it's like I know the restaurants and everything in the city. So I'm like, there's plenty of places to watch the game and still enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or I'll come visit you and we'll just watch it on the couch.
Yeah, do. That's another thing as well. I might actually try and get a group together next season and go over and have a few people join me if that works out. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that, Matt. I actually have Luke now in the background, so I'll say hi to him before we close up shop.
Sounds good. Well, lovely talking to you always.
Thanks, Matt. See you later.
Ciao.
Luke, how are you doing?
Hiya. Hi, I thought I'd pop in and say hello.
You home?
Yeah, yes. It's my mess. It's my mess. Well, everyone else's mess if they can't hear me. But yeah. Good to see you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit late. I missed some of the chat from earlier on.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was agreeing with some of the others. I would like anyone to come up with us as long as we can beat them. All right, and then we can keep those points. So yeah, I like that. I like that idea a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you talked about any of the players that you reckon are going to go, or is that maybe another show? And
yeah, I said
things,
we'll leave it for today about specific players that may go.
Okay.
And just a bit more generalities right now, but we should have a big show on that soon because the release list should be out this coming week.
Oh,
already.
Right. That soon.
That soon, yeah.
Okay, flipping heck. Okay. Well, hopefully Longman should be okay after today. Yeah. I didn't watch the match because I don't think it was televised at all. So here. But yeah, I heard that Longman was doing really well, so and doing a great assist. So that's really good. But yeah, did Fletcher get on? I didn't notice because I wasn't following it that closely. Was he still on?
I didn't see him on. I don't think so, but I wasn't following the match as closely as I should do because I was issues with kids. And so I missed a little bit of the match. Yeah.
Okay.
Real world stuff, you know.
Good dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look in the chat as well, so seeing what's going on. But yeah, because I was saying I can't watch the matches in the turf when it's a Saturday and it's 3 p.m. here, which is a big shame. Otherwise, I'd be there. But I'm going tomorrow. So yeah, I think that was one of the reasons why I came in. So I'm going to the stadium tomorrow. Paid £5 for a ticket for 1:30. I don't know who the band are though. I haven't heard of them before. Royston. So yeah. I'm not necessarily going for the music so much, but yeah, it should be.
Yeah, it should be fun anyway. And you know, next season we're going to get moved an awful lot again to be on TV, especially because so many more championship matches are made available as well.
Oh right, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, like for international fans and stuff, the packages that are bought up, they buy an awful lot more championship matches than League One. And even in League One, we were so many matches we were chosen for. So that's going to happen again next season. So we'll be on TV an awful lot outside of the 3:00 Saturdays for people in the UK as well. Might be a little bit of a pain that they're moving us, but it's also very possible that because there's so many more TVs schedules outside of the Saturday 3:00, we could just get scheduled them in advance this time instead of actually having to move in order to fill in what's happening. So we may know in advance that we're not playing 3:00 on a Saturday rather than moving, which would be good.
Yeah, I mean the 12:30s might be difficult for some other people. But yeah, that's kind of fine for plenty of people around here, I think. Unless we're going to Sunderland's kind of a trek because that's where I went to my first university degree, and that's like 5 hours on the train or something crackers. But it always used to make me stay over or stop over in Leeds for about 20 minutes and then like 20 minutes in Newcastle, which is north of Sunderland. Then you have to come down to Sunderland on the train. But yeah, that was always a bit of a faff.
I'd love to go to Sunderland, actually. I'd love to go and see their stadium.
Yeah, it's a massive whopper.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Really cool.
But yeah, it is a long way up for me because I'd be coming in through London.
Oh, right, okay. So if I don't know already, sorry, Paddy, which part of Ireland are you from?
I was born in Dublin, but the family home is Limerick.
All right, okay.
Just a question here I did want to answer, sorry, from Patrick, has been sitting there for a while. Heard them say the team bought insurance to cover the bonuses if we get promotion. Yes, that's true. Same happened last season as well. They said they had insurance for it. And basically, like if they look at us the same way that Opta supercomputer looked at our our chances of going up this season. We probably got it fairly cheap as well, for the 2 million cost. But I'm sure the idea of paying out 100 grand in order to have 2 million covered was probably fine for them.
A lucky algorithm. Wow. Yeah, that sounds really rare. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that saying? Esteban. What's Esteban saying there?
Did you hear that the gentleman who wrote the Deadpool and Rob McElhenney song passed away recently? Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. So is that the lead singer of Declan Swans, or is it someone else? He's called Michael. I think Michael Het.
Okay.
I thought he's. I has saying about cancer. So yeah, I thought he had cancer, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen one of the singers in the Turf a couple of times. Yeah, I thought I've seen him a couple of times. Me and my dad recognised him about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Okay.
Oh, Esteban says he's asking whether he did. Well, no, not that I'd heard.
Yeah, I haven't heard
So,
anything.
Yeah, maybe I misunderstood there.
Yeah, it might have been in the. It would have been on the news. I would expect.
Yeah, I would have thought I would have heard something. Yeah, so
Mm.
probably not.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I haven't got anything else to say apart from that. But good to see you.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming in, Luke.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll see you all folks later. Okay, take care. Okay, thanks.
Take care,
Thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks. Bye bye.
Okay. Lexi. So, Paddy, the insurance premiums are on some kind of scale. Yeah, basically on a scale of how likely they think you're going to actually achieve promotion. And considering you're new to the league, and we did it twice last season and this season, yeah, they would be surprised that we managed it. So, yeah, I assume the premiums weren't too heavy. But c'est la vie. They take all these different insurance bets, and most of them pay off, and then occasionally they don't. So I'm sure they're not too worried about paying out the 2 million. Yeah, and again, according to the Athletic, they bought insurance policy that covered 800k over the 2 million. No, I think you're misunderstanding that. As far as I'm aware, what the Athletic were saying is they bought insurance that covered the 800k for last season, for last season's bonuses, and now they also have insurance for the 2 million. But okay, guys, so I think that was fairly decent, and everybody is done for today. Everybody's happy. We have completed the season. We are promoted. We are going up. And it's a good show. So the next WREXtra Time is going to be a championship match. How about that? But before then, there will be a lot of different programming, summer programming. We did a lot last season. I'm sure we're going to do a lot again this season. So wait for those big group shows that should be coming in soon. And on that bombshell, guys, take care and have a good night.